And so with that, we got to start developing some study habits, how to sit in class, how to listen, how to focus. I want you guys to be the very best that you can be. And as you start developing these habits now, they will carry with you for the rest of your life. The more you apply yourself, the more you work at something, the more successful you will be. That's just the bottom line. Those who work hard are the ones who get success. They're the ones who get promoted at work. They're the ones who get the extra bonuses. So we're preparing you in school for your lifetime. Okay, so it's up to you. What kind of a future do you want to have? And I hope that all of you have some dreams, some goals. I hope that none of you want to just stay home and play Nintendo for the rest of your life. But if you do, we'll start praying for you. Okay, because there's a lot more to life than going home and watching TV and playing Nintendo. And I know that's kind of the thing to do. A lot of people are on their phones a lot, or on the TV, or playing Nintendo or Xbox or Switch. And at our house, those things are limited, because there is a lot of evidence to show that those types of activities really kind of numb your brain. They're not helping you to grow. They're not helping you to get smarter or more intelligent. They are entertainment, which means you can sit there, you don't have to work, and you can be entertained, which is nice and fun, but it shouldn't be all the time. So if you're going home and you're not working on your schoolwork, and you're just going home and playing Nintendo or watching TV till you go to bed, then maybe decide now, I want to change some of those habits. I'm going to go home. It doesn't mean you have to go home and study from the time you get home till the time you go to bed. I hope that when you go home you can be a kid and have fun. But maybe that fun involves going outside and playing basketball, or going outside and playing soccer, or going to a park, or riding a bike, or doing some things that are outside. When we were kids, and I'm not that old, but when we were kids, there were some video game consoles, and we did have TV, and it was in color. I promise, I'm not that old. But we had a different era where when we got home, we went outside and we played with our neighbor kids, and we used our imagination. We made up all kinds of fun games to play. And so there is science behind how that kind of activity stimulates your brain more than just sitting in front of a TV. Okay? So, and then if you seem to struggle with your subjects, you might have to go home and put forth a little more effort and study for just a little bit when you get home, and work harder on those subjects that you struggle with, okay? I want to see you be successful, and I want to see you not just be successful in 6th grade, but I want to see you be successful when you get out of high school. I've been teaching long enough now where I have kids that were in my 2nd grade class that are now graduated from high school and adults and working. And it's fun to see them being successful because they applied themselves. And then I've had some who, honestly, they didn't apply themselves in school, and they're not very successful as adults right now, okay? So learn to develop these habits that make you challenge yourself, okay? Something that's hard. Don't shy away from it and run from it. Say, I'm going to take this head on. I'm going to face this, and I'm going to understand it, and I'm going to have victory over it. I'm going to conquer it, okay? There is a huge task on my plate that's coming up next year, and it is overwhelming for me. And you know, what I really want to do is just turn away and run and give it to someone else. But it's my job. I have to do it. I have to figure it out. And so I have to just step up, and I'm going to do a lot of learning. I'm going to be learning a whole new process. And so you never stop learning. You never stop growing, but it's how you handle it. Do you run from it? Do you shy away from it? Or do you say, no, I'm going to work on this, and I'm going to get better? So with that being said, turn to your books on page 32 in your grammar. Gianni, if you can hear me, make sure you comment that you can hear me. Make sure that sound is working. We're on page 32. I'm going to go over the rules to our grammar, and then I'm going to get us started on our spelling pretest today, and I'll let you work on this grammar on your own once we go over and teach it. Okay? So we talked about some capitalization rules yesterday and the day before. Who can raise their hand and tell me one of the rules that we learned? Ariel. Good. When you're using north, south, east, and west as directions, go north, head south. We do not capitalize it. When do we capitalize north, south, east, and west? Ariel can come get your ticket. Yes, Adam. Let's scratch my nose. When you're just saying it? Be more specific. Gavin? Good. I'll take that. When it's talking about, really the word is region that we're looking for. Okay, we live in the West. I always feel like the key there is if you see that little word the in front of it, it's talking about a place. You wouldn't say go to or go the West. You would say go west or head west. But if you're talking about a place, we live in the West. That is a region, and that's when we would capitalize it. Gavin, you can come get your ticket. And then guys, make sure, Cameron, we're not playing with our tickets or I'll take them. And then you'll have 0. What's another rule we learned about capitalization yesterday? Josiah? Capitalize what? Names of companies. So brand names. That's the key we're looking for. Brand names. Jiffy peanut butter. Nike tennis shoes. We capitalize the brand. Do we capitalize the word that comes after the brand? No, not unless it's a particular name, like the title of it. So always capitalize the brand, but not the word that comes after. How about another rule? Tony? Okay, capitalize the holy, anything that's referring to the Holy Scriptures. What else, Liviana? Special events like what? Give me an example. Huh? Okay, so like holidays, special events, Memorial Day, the Labor Day picnic, we would capitalize that if it's the name of an event. Good job. Anyone have another rule we learned? Adam?
Capitalize abbreviations.
Capitalize abbreviations. Very good. NASA, YMCA, always capitalize those. Any others? Ariel, can you think of another one?
When you capitalize a title or something, and there's like little words like from, the, or, you don't capitalize it.
Correct. So like someone's title, Doctor, hold on one second. I'm going to put you on hold, Gianni. I got Mr. S giving me a call. As far as titles go, like the name of a book, whatever, we don't capitalize the little tiny words in between. Very good. Okay, does anyone have any other rule that we forgot about? Cameron? Capitalize what? Religions.
Like Mexican, Indian. Do you have
We might. Well, not specifically religions. Can you get it for me, Gavin? Thank you. Yeah, we capitalize proper nouns. That's what we're talking about. All of these that we're talking about are proper nouns. Religions is in there, nationalities, races, religions, and languages. So I'll give it to you. That kind of is lumped into one category. The nationalities, like Mexican, Indian, races, religions, languages. Okay? One more, and then we're going to move on. Adam?
Like you do seasons, but like not like winter, autumn, or stuff like that.
We don't capitalize seasons. Ever. Ever. We do holidays, but never seasons. Okay, I'll give you a few others. We capitalize monuments, the names of bridges, planets, documents. We capitalize a noun or adjective only when it is part of a proper name. So Jonesboro High School, if it's the whole title of a name. The Statue of Liberty. We wouldn't normally capitalize statue, that's a common noun, but we would capitalize it if it's in the title of something. All right, now look at page 32. Everyone's eyes on capitalization rule number 2. Let's read it together. Josiah, are you ready? Everyone, point your finger on that top there, right next to where it says capitalization rule number 2 in the blueprint. Ready, begin. Capitalize titles of who? Persons. Read it again. Capitalize titles of persons. Letter A. Let's read this together. Ready, begin. Capitalize titles when they are used before a person's name as part of a name. Governor Knight. Now, if I was just saying we spoke to the governor today, would we capitalize it, yes or no? No, we wouldn't, because it doesn't have his name after it. So when it's a title, that means there's a last name after it. Governor Knight. Okay, General Macarthur. If I said I spoke to the general of the military today, I would not capitalize general, only when there is a name after, when it was part of his title. Okay, King Hezekiah, Miss Green, Dr. Gregory, Captain Jenkins. Whenever there is a name, we would capitalize that because that is part of his title, or their title. Yes, ma'am? Yes, because MacArthur, it's two parts of his last name. So some people have that, like, I know one common name is the name McDonald. Okay, and you'll even, when you go to McDonald's to eat, you'll notice it's capital M, little c, and then capital D-O-N-A-L-D-S. Okay, so sometimes last names are like that. Okay, and then letter B. Let's read this together, class. Ready, begin. Titles following a name or used alone in a place of a name are not usually capitalized unless used in direct address. So what does this mean? Okay, it says president is usually capitalized when it refers to the president of the United States of America. This is the only exception here. Okay, if we're talking about the president, we'll have a debate tomorrow. We know we're talking about our president of the United States. We would capitalize it. If we're talking about the president of Mexico, we would not capitalize the president of Mexico is having a debate tomorrow because he's not our president, okay? Unless it had his name after it. President, whatever, Jose. Then we would capitalize it, okay? Because it would have a last name after it and it would be his title. They give you some examples here. William Henry Harrison, a former president. Notice they capitalized president. Why? Because we know that William Henry Harrison was a U.S. president. The president of the United States. John Marshall, former Chief Justice. Okay, now notice they did not say Chief Justice Marshall. They said John Marshall, former Chief Justice. So this is the difference, guys. When the title comes in front of the name, Chief Justice erasers, erase this math. Chief Justice Marshall, the title comes in front of it, we would capitalize it. That's his whole title, that's his name. But in the book, they gave you, what is his first name? John Marshall. Chief Justice of da-da-da-da-da. Here's the difference. When it comes in front of it, it's part of his title, we capitalize it. When the title comes after, we do not capitalize it unless we're talking about the President of the United States. Does everyone understand that? Okay. No? I can go over it again. That's okay. So just one more time. If the title comes in front of the name, we capitalize it. If the title comes behind the name, we do not capitalize it unless we're talking about the President of the United States. Letter C, let's read this together. Ready, begin. Capitalize family relationship words when they are used as names or parts of names. Okay? So if I was saying, I went shopping with Mom. Would I capitalize Mom, yes or no? How many say yes? How many of you say no? Okay, you are correct. I would not. Actually. Sorry. I gave the wrong example there. If I had the word my in there, I don't know if I said my. I would not capitalize that because I'm just saying in general, my mom, okay? But if I was saying, Mom, let's go shopping, now would I capitalize it? Yes, because that is her name in the sentence. I am talking to her, Mom, let's go shopping. Okay? So once again, here, my mom, it's just in general. Here I'm speaking to her. I'm calling her that. That's the name I'm giving her because it's her name in this sentence. I'm going to capitalize that. Okay? And it gives examples. Mother, grandfather, Aunt Lucy. Let's look at the look closely box. Liviana, read this for me, please. Nice and loud because you have a mask on.
Do not capitalize these words. Then they are preceded by
Possessive.
unless the title is considered part of the name.
Okay, so this is kind of what I gave an example of right here. It says, my Uncle Albert, my Aunt Lucy. Here, we capitalize uncle and aunt because that's technically part of their name, okay? When I call my aunt, I call her Aunt Becky. I say, hi, Aunt Becky. That's just part of her name to me. It's out of respect. I don't just walk up and say, hey, Becky, she's my aunt. So out of respect, I say, hi, Aunt Becky. That's part of her name. I capitalize it. Now, they give you the example below that. It says, my cousin Bobby. You wouldn't walk up to your cousin and go, hey, cousin Bobby, usually, right? Usually when it's your cousin, you just say, hey, Bobby. But when you're talking to someone, you might be trying to explain that that is your cousin. So in that case, you wouldn't capitalize it because it's not really part of their name. You're just explaining who they are. Does that make sense? My brother, Josh. I don't walk up to my brother and say, hey, brother Josh, how are you doing? I wouldn't do that. I don't call him brother Josh. He's my brother, but I don't call him that, okay? I just say, hey, Josh, how's it going today? How you doing? Okay, but now if I'm introducing him to Olive, I might say, hey, Olive, this is my brother. His name is Josh. So I wouldn't capitalize that. Do you understand the difference then between when relatives' names are part of their title, like Aunt Becky, Uncle Joel, whatever? Okay, so let's practice this. We're going to do a couple together, and then we're going to work on our pre-test, and I'm going to let you finish on your own. But let's look at Think A. It says 3 of the following sentences are correct. Write C before the number of each correct sentence. In the other sentences, mark each letter that should be capitalized. We're using these rules we just learned about on this page, rules 2A and 2B. Number 1, we had planned to invite Miss Carswell and Dr. Green to our annual meeting. Is this sentence correct or incorrect, Liviana? Incorrect. What do you see that we need to fix? We need to capitalize the D in doctor. So you guys are going to underline doctor how many times? 3 times. Number 2, Tony. Jacob, the president of our youth group, has a natural ability for leadership. Is this sentence correct or incorrect? Why? Good. Tony, very good. You learned. I was hoping you wouldn't second guess yourself when I asked why, because you were correct. I just wanted to see if you knew the rule. And remember, the rule says when the title comes after the name, we do not capitalize it. Is Jacob the president of the United States of America in this sentence? Tristan, turn all the way around. Focus on your book. Okay. Class, let's ask that again. Is Jacob in the sentence the President of the United States of America? No. What is he the president of? The youth group. So when we're not talking about the President of the United States, we would not capitalize it if it comes after the name. You should have written a C by the blank. Good job, Tony. Number 3. Many of the Psalms were written by King David. Tristan, is this sentence correct or incorrect? Good. Why? Because it's part of his title, right? It's the title of his name, King David. Okay, number 4. In 1789, President Washington appointed Governor Randolph as Attorney General of the United States. Correct or incorrect, Adam? Incorrect. What do we need to fix? President? Is there anything else? Governor. Why? Because it comes before his name. Good. Number 5, my uncle, Colonel Strickland, started as a second lieutenant. Correct or incorrect? Ariel, what do you need to fix? Okay, but look at the exception there. Look in the yellow box. Do not capitalize these words when they are preceded by possessives, unless the title is considered part of the name. So you have my uncle, but this one's a little bit tricky, Ariel, and here's why. What comes after that word uncle in the sentence? A comma, okay? So because there's a comma there, this isn't considered part of his title. They're not saying Uncle Colonel Strickland started as second lieutenant. It's saying my uncle, Colonel Strickland. So in this sentence, Colonel Strickland is the title, and uncle is just a common noun, okay? So that comma threw it off. If it would have said my Uncle Bob or my Uncle Jerry or even my Uncle Colonel Strickland, but that comma right there they threw that in there to kind of trick you up. Because here, because of that comma, it takes that away to where that is no longer part of his title in that sentence. So that one is actually correct. Did anyone put correct on that one? Good, Evelyn. Good job. Number 6. Do you not agree that General George S. Patton Jr. was one of the most colorful generals of World War II? Correct or incorrect, Gavin? Correct. Oh, no, hold on, no, sorry. Number 5 was correct. Number 6 is not. There's something that needs to be fixed there. Part of a title. General George S. Patton. When it comes in front of the name, it has to be capitalized. Number 7, have you ever read about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Correct or incorrect here, Liviana? What do we need to fix? Good, the D in doctor and the M in Mr. Number 8, George Bancroft, once Secretary of the Navy, called James Polk one of the most successful presidents our country ever had. Correct or incorrect? Cameron. Why? What do we need to fix? No, you were right. It's incorrect. There's something that needs to be fixed in there. Can anyone spot it out and help them out? Tony? Not secretary. Secretary does not have a title after it. If it was like Secretary Tony Enriquez, then it would be capitalized because it would have a name after it. Tristan? Nope, he already said Navy. Olive? Presidents. Why, Olive? Who was what? President of where? Our country, the United States of America. Remember the exception. The exception is that president can be capitalized and should be capitalized when we are referring to a president of the United States. And Polk was a president of the United States. So that is why we would capitalize presidents. Good job, Olive. Number 9. In 1948, Queen Juliana became ruler of the Netherlands. Correct or incorrect? Liviana? Correct. Very good. Number 10, last one in the section. The Secretary of the Treasury is appointed by the President with the approval of the Senate. Ariel? Say it again. I can't hear you. I think you're getting it. I just can't hear you. Incorrect? Nope. I'm sorry. It is incorrect. But what do you have to correct? President. Good. You were saying incorrect, and it is incorrect. But we need to correct president. Good job. And the reason why we correct president is because, once again, we're referring to our president of the United States. Think B and think C. I'm going to read the instructions and I'm going to let you work on it when your group's not taking your pretest. Think B says mark each incorrect small letter. So anything that needs to be capitalized, you're going to go through and you're going to mark it with 3 lines. Think C. This is going to be a graded quiz. It says, in the blank before each number, write the letter of the column which contains the correct choice. So whichever one, A or B, is spelled correctly and has the correct capitalization, then you are going to put that letter in the blank. Okay? Does everyone understand what we're doing on Think B and Think C? Very good. All right, quickly though, I want you to close your grammar books. You can come back to those. And I want you all to take about 3 minutes and look over your spelling words for your pretest, please. Yes? Can you what? Yes. Yes, Cameron. Maybe. We'll see. Gianni, make sure you have this piece of paper out. So we're going to take our pretest here in just a couple minutes. Cameron, be wise. Use this time to study. You're distracting others from being able to study. That's not kind. Those of you in the book, make sure if I give you the definition, you can tell me what the word is on the vocabulary. Okay, if you're in the first group, go ahead and clear off your desk, please. I'm sorry, first group by meaning the non-book group. If you're in the book group, you can keep reading and studying. Make sure you know those vocabulary words. If you are in the book group, study those vocabulary words. Make sure your binder's put away where you can't see it. I'm gonna borrow this. You have your list put away, bud? Where is it at?
It's in my backpack.
Okay. Okay, number 1. Disagreement. Disagreement. My mom and I had a disagreement. 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 Number 2, disastrous. Disastrous. When the wedding cake fell over, it was disastrous. 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 Gianni, keep studying. We'll take your pretest in just a moment. Right now I'm doing the other group. Disastrous. Number 3, discussion. Discussion. We had a discussion about how to capitalize proper nouns. Discussion. Discussion. Number 4, distance. Distance. We traveled a great distance to get to my mom's house. Distance. Distance. Number 5, distributed. Distributed. We distributed the fundraising packets. Distributed. What? Do you need something? You can tell me now. Okay, distributed. Number 5. Distributed. Number 6, earliest. Earliest. We took the earliest flight that was available for us. Earliest. Number 7, echoes. Echoes. The sound echoes through the hills. Echoes. 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 Number 8, edition. Edition. We read the 5th edition of the book. Edition. Number 9, educate. Educate. You are at school so that we can educate you. Educate. And number 10, electricity. 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 Okay, does anyone need any of those repeated? Got them all? Okay. When you are finished with that, I'll have you turn in on this chair here. I don't have a whole lot of spelling homework in the stack, so when we dismiss for lunch, make sure you get your homework turned in as well, please. I'll put the homework down here on the ground. Okay, book group, go ahead and close up your books. Gianni, get ready. Get your pencil ready. Landon, did you turn your test in already? Landon, did you turn your test in already? Pretest? You can take Landon with you. Go quickly. You come back, work on your grammar pages, please. Hey, did everyone in the book group get their pretest? Okay, make sure your desk is clear. All you need out is your pretest. Tristan, go ahead and work on your grammar, okay? Those of you that are finished, work on your grammar. Okay, number 1. Write the word fortress. Fortress. We built a fortress in the backyard. Fortress. Number 2, bicycle. A new bicycle would speed up my newspaper route. Bicycle. Not right now. Get your grammar book out and start working, please. Bicycle. Number 3, trilingual. Trilingual. The trilingual missionary child could speak Portuguese, Spanish, and English. Trilingual. You need to repeat it? Okay. Number 4, effort. Effort. The student gave his best effort. Number 5, acceptance. Acceptance. People must embrace change with acceptance. Acceptance. As long as it's good change. Number 6, performance. Performance. If I'm going too fast for any of you, please let me know. Just raise your hand and I'll know I'm going too fast. Performance. Number 6. Performance. The students did an excellent performance and received a standing ovation. Performance. Tony, please work on your grammar. Number 7. Yes, sir? I'll go back. If you miss one, just skip over it and I'll repeat at the end, okay? Number 7, allowance. Allowance. Do you get a weekly allowance for chores that you do at your house? Allowance. Number 8, insurance. Insurance. My dad actually owned his own insurance agency for many years. Insurance. Does everybody know what insurance is? Like if you purchase fire insurance, you pay monthly to have this plan. And they take that money and they put it into your account, whatever. And then if your house were to burn down with fire, you'd be protected by however much insurance you've paid for. Insurance. Some people never use their insurance, but it's good to have just in case. Number 9, fortitude. Fortitude. The pilgrims' fortitude and faith in God sustained them during the long winter. Fortitude. Those of you on the other list, make sure once you turn your list in, you get right into doing your grammar, please. Fortitude. Number 10, assurance. Assurance. I have assurance of my salvation in Jesus Christ. Assurance. I am sure of it. Assurance. Number 11, triceps. Triceps. I've been working out and I have massive triceps. Not really. In my dreams. Triceps. Number 12, guidance. Guidance. We should pray and ask God for guidance throughout our life. Yes. You have to do all of pages 32 and 33. 33, that last exercise there, I believe it's Think B. That one is a quiz, so do your very best and we'll be graded. Yes. We'll see. We got to get your grammar done because we have a quiz in there. Number 13, tripod. I put my camera on a tripod for the wedding. Tripod. Landon, don't lean in your chair and tuck it in. Number 14, appearance. The student's appearance was very cheerful. Appearance. Appearance. Number 15, resistance. Resistance. The disobedient child gave her teacher resistance. Resistance. Number 16, attendance. Every day we take attendance here at school. Attendance. Cameron, please work. That bottom section is a quiz. You need to do your very best. Attendance. Double check it then. Number 17, geometry. Geometry. When you get into secondary, you will take geometry. Geometry. Study of mathematics through shapes. Geometry. Number 18, binoculars. I used the binoculars to see if I could spot an eagle. Binoculars. Binoculars. Number 19, appliance. We bought a new appliance for our kitchen. Appliance. Appliance. A refrigerator is an appliance. A stove is an appliance. Number 20, disturbance. There was a loud disturbance in the classroom. Disturbance. Disturbance. Okay, Gianni, if you need anything repeated, go ahead and comment in the section. Comments? Anyone in here need anything repeated? You're missing one. Which one are you missing? I'll read through them. Whatever one you missed, just write on number 20 for me, okay? Number 1 was fortress. Number 2 was bicycle. Number 3 was trilingual. Number 4 was effort. Number 5 was acceptance. Number 6 was performance. Number 7 was allowance. Number 8 was insurance. Number 9 was fortitude. Number 10 was assurance. Number 11 was triceps. Did you miss assurance? Okay, make that number 20 for you then. Yes. Say it nice and loud. Your mask really muffles you. Number 3 was trilingual. Number 13 was tripod. Number 20 was disturbance. Yes. Did you get appliance? Did you get binoculars? Did you get geometry? Right, don't erase them all. Just write geometry for number 20. I don't really look at if they're lined up on the right numbers. I just check to see if they're spelled correctly. Okay, flip your pages over to the vocabulary section. I'm going to give you the definition. You're going to write the vocabulary word in the blank, okay? Your first 6 words will come off of this list. Okay, so just focus on these ones right here for now. Okay. See, Gianni, I'm going to get you. Okay, so you're looking at this list right here. Okay, yes. There's only 12 words on the pretest, and there's a reason for that. They don't test you over all of them. I'm only giving you the ones that you'll have tomorrow. Okay? All right. Number 1. Which vocabulary word on this list means much more than enough? Much more than enough. We had food in, we had much more than enough. Number 2, which vocabulary word means to make strong or secure? To make strong or secure. To make strong or secure. Remember that you are only looking at this list right now. Number 3, which vocabulary word means to divide into 2 equal parts? To divide into 2 equal parts. Only these 6 for now. I'll tell you when we're going to switch to the other list. Yes? Quickly. Number 4. What vocabulary word means being 3 in 1? Being 3 in 1. Number 5, what vocabulary word means the study of the earth through rocks? The study of the earth through rocks. And number 6, which vocabulary word means occurring every 2 years or lasting for 2 years? Usually talking about a plant. Okay, now we're moving on to this list over here. Gianni, right here, these 6 words. Yes, Josiah. Biennial, abundance, bisect, triune, fortify, geology. Number 3, can I say it again? Is that what you're asking? Number 3 was, I have the hiccups. To divide into 2 equal parts. Yes.
So, are we going to for this here?
Yeah, you can keep going in the same column. So number 7. Number 7, we're going to look at this column now. Which word means a limestone rock with crystals inside? A scientist carefully broke open a limestone rock with crystals inside. Which one of these is a limestone rock with crystals inside? That's number 7. Number 8. Which vocabulary word means help or support? Can someone give me some help or support with this heavy box? Which one of these means help or support? Number 9. Which one of these words means sorrow, true sorrow for having done wrong, and a desire to correct it? The sinner showed true sorrow for having done wrong and a desire to correct it. The sinner showed true what? Which one of these words means sorrow for having done wrong and a desire to correct it? Number 10, a 3-sided figure. A 3-sided figure. Number 11, the power to keep on without giving up. A long-distance runner must have the power to keep on without giving up. And number 12, what vocabulary word means likeness? Your blank to your sister is amazing. Your likeness to your sister is amazing. Which one of these words means likeness? If you are like someone, we would say you have blank to them. Yes, ma'am. Number 9 was true sorrow for having done wrong and a desire to correct it. Yes. Number 10 was a 3-sided figure. Anyone else need any of those repeated? Going once, going twice, sold to Gavin. Number 11, having the power to keep on without giving up. Number 12 was likeness, and that was the end. We didn't do 13, 14, or 15. Any other questions? 3, 2, yes, Ariel? No, just stretching? Okay, awesome. Go ahead and come up and turn them in up here on this chair. Make sure your name is on them. And then you have just a couple minutes to work on your grammar. We will grade and check those tomorrow, so make sure your grammar is done. It is a quiz grade once again, so you need to make sure you do it and you do your very best on it. Yes?
I remember studying as 3-sided, or was it 2-sided and I missed it?
If you dissect something, that's breaking up into many pieces. If you bisect something, that means your bi means two, like bicycle, 2 wheels. Got it? How do you think you might have gotten 100? Anyone? Okay, good. We did better this week. Awesome. Right, Gianni, make sure you finish page 32 and 33 in your grammar. That will be a quiz. You'll have to rip it out, tear it out, turn it in on Friday so I can grade it. And we'll see you tomorrow.